Hey guys, it's Marijka, Milton Public Library, back with you today with books. Who would have thunk I would have brought books? Um, this week is our first week into nonfiction. So I'm trying really hard to kind of find some different titles that maybe we haven't heard from before, or just some interesting topics that aren't things that normally get brought up. So let's get started. The first book that I'm bringing you today is called The Playbook: 52 Rules to Aim, Shoot, and Score in the Game Called Life. And this is by the absolutely wonderful Kwame Alexander, who I don't think can write bad things. I just think that he is a absolute gift to the writing world and to children and adults alike. So this is a nonfiction book by him that uses basketball as a metaphor for life, which is pretty interesting. So the playbook is this neat book that offers teenagers and young people, and possibly even adults if they want to, rules for sports and life. He boils them down to working hard and dealing with frustrations. He has short stories from professional athletes and other people, and these wonderful quotes, and it's all just put together, just gorgeous. So it's a great book to read from cover to cover, and then go back and pick out some things that you might be needing for that day or time. It's just one of those great books that it can be read over and over and over. So that is The Playbook: 52 Rules to Aim, Shoot, and Score in This Game Called Life, and that is by Kwame Alexander. The next book that I have for you is called Mightier Than the Sword: Rebels, Reformers, and Revolutionaries Who Changed the World Throughout Writing. This book is by Rochelle, Melander. So this book highlights stories about diverse, powerful, and inspirational figures throughout history. And it takes these stories and puts them into a collection of mini biographies. And they are about, writers, speakers, poets, scientists, and advocates all throughout history. And all of them were selected just for the reason that their words have impacted the world in some way. So she weaves together also these interesting facts and historical concepts to keep readers engaged. In addition, each selection has a call to action, which invites readers to use their words in similar ways the writers presented. So it's just a great book about a bunch of different stories of people who we think that in order to enact change, you have to be, sometimes it's perceived like abrasive or, out there doing something, when sometimes a simple act of speaking and writing and singing is what you can do that does make a change and educate people. So that is Mightier Than the Sword: Rebels, Reformers, and Revolutionaries Who Changed the World Through Writing by Rochelle, Melander. The next book is a book that I absolutely had to put in because it's about cats. And as everyone is fully aware, cats are the greatest thing that has ever happened, besides maybe giraffes. So this is part of the science comics, and it is Cats, Nature and Nurture, and it is by Andy Hirsch. So this comic introduces you to everything that you might want to know about cats. And I know you all want to know everything there is to know about cats, and cats are actually so interesting. So it covers the evolution and domestication of cats, There is tons of information about the physical and psychological characteristics of cats. There is tons of art. There is a narrator who is this adorable calico named Bean. And Bean is telling her story using information about cats to help explain her behavior and situation. It also talks about the relationship between cats and humans, which is the greatest relationship, and it gets into like the nature versus nurture. This book also talks about the violent parts of cats. I mean, cats are carnivore animals. They're prey animals. So, but it does it in like a really sort of humorous way to kind of downplay the violent aspect of what goes into being a prey animal. So I'm sure everyone is going to be running to get this one because it is about cats, and cats are awesome. So again, that is Cats, Nature versus Nurture, and it is by Andy Hirsch. The last book that I'm bringing you today is called Witches, the absolute true tale of disaster in Salem. This is by Rosalyn Schanzer. Obviously, this book is about the Salem witch trials. This book starts off with two girls from Salem, Massachusetts. One day, these two girls start like twitching and have like no control of their body, and they're contorting in these weird shapes, and they're like talking in tongues, and it's just really scary. So a doctor tries to cure them, but he cannot find a cure. So this mysterious illness turned into a witch hunt that ruined a lot of people's lives, a lot of women and some men, but mostly women died, and it's really, really horrific. The book shows what people will do just to blame someone else so that they can cover up for themselves. So this book also has like transcripts from the trial and tellings from other people who were involved. So it's a really interesting insider sort of thing on the Salem witch trials, but it's not that long. Obviously, it is about the Salem witch trials, which was a very violent time. So if that is something that you are not okay with reading, or just don't like that sort of vibe, I guess, it doesn't sit well with you, then this is not the book for you. But I do think that it is a really important part of history that is something that we think we know lots about, but we really just know like a caricature of what really happened. So that is Witches, the Absolute True Tale of Disaster in Salem by Rosalyn Schanzer. Schanzer. So those are my books for you this week. That is week 1 of nonfiction. At the library here, we're finishing up our winter stuff. All of our winter stuff ends this month, March, which is super exciting because everyone knows I hate winter. And we'll be getting into our spring things and then the magic time of summer. So we are planning all of that. But as always, our Spark is always open. We have lots of stuff going on in there every day. So even if we don't have a program going on, our Spark is always happening. So come down and hang out with us, and we'd be more than happy to see you. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.